Magandang araw sa inyo lahat. Welcoming you to Bread of Life GenSan Sunday online streaming. Binabati ko rin po kayo lahat ng mga sumusubaybay sa atin dito sa the rest of the cities in Mindanao, Visayas, and Luzon. I'd like to greet you as well from you who are watching us from America and Canada, Australia, and those who are watching us from the Middle East, from Europe, and other parts of Asia. Once again, like to request you to please indicate from where you are watching, and also would like to invite you to follow and like our Facebook account. Again, I'm inviting you as well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bread of Life GenSan. We would also appreciate if you would place a comment along the way as you are listening. You can write an amen, you could write put an emoji doon po sa ating comment box. We would be glad to hear from you as well. Happy Father's Day as well to every fathers who are listening to us today. Let me start by showing you some pictures. If you are an NBA fanatic, or you're watching the NBA basketball games, dalawa pong picture makita nyo dyan, yung naka-Dallas, na shirt na Dallas, si Dirk Nowitzki. At yung naka-green po, naka-Celtics ay si Larry Bird. Larry Bird's playing career spanned from 1979 to 1982. At saka si Dirk, ang kanyang career from 1994 to 2019. Just recent lang, last year lang siya. Yan po ang mga pictures niya. But ang nangyari po, on April 9th, 2019, Dallas Mavericks legend and future Hall of Famer Dirk Nowitzki announced that it would be his last home game sa Dallas Mavericks after a 120-109 victory over the Phoenix Suns. Pagkatapos po ng final buzzer, the Mavericks held a ceremony in Nowitzki's honor that featured Hall of Famers and NBA legends like former Boston Celtics forward Larry Bird, longtime Seattle Supersonics point guard Gary Payton, and other invited guests that included six-time NBA champion Scottie Pippen, fellow forwards Sean Kemp, Charles Barkley, and Detlef Schrempf, former German din po ito, among the invited guests. And during the ceremony, marami po mga nagsalita. And among them, Scottie Pippen and Charles Barkley. And I think ika-third yung nagsalita during that ceremony was Larry Bird. At ito po ang sinabi niya, after giving a little intro, and then ito po ang sinabi niya kay Dirk. Let me show that to you. Sabi niya, Dirk, it has been an honor watching you over the years. And just like Scottie said, you played the game the right way. Kagaya sabi ni, tama ang laro mo. Sabi ni Scottie Pippen, the game is better because of you. And the one thing I tell people, especially younger players in the league, is live the game better than you found it, so this game can continue to go on forever. Ang ganda ng acknowledgement niya. Bumuti ang laro dahil sa iyo, Dirk. Gumanda ang laro. Hindi ka lang naglaro na mabuti, pinaganda mo ang laro mo, at dahil sa iyo, nag-improve ang game. Kumbaga, nag-step up ang NBA dahil din kay Dirk. Anyway, during his career, Dirk would go on to win a championship and a finals MVP award in 2011, along with the regular season MVP award in 2007. He was also selected as an NBA All-Star 14 times and is the only player to play 21 seasons with one franchise. Dirk will finish his career in 6th on the all-time scoring list. Magaling siya, Napa-champion niya once ang Dallas Mavericks. So, that's part of the story of Dirk Nowitzki. Let me quote another writer, James Douglas, a former American governor, actually wrote, "Our deep respect for the land and its harvest is the legacy of generations of farmers who put food on our tables, preserve our hands and landscape, and inspired us with a powerful work ethic. Si Larry Bird, in-acknowledge niya si Dirk Nowitzki. Etong Governor Douglas, acknowledged the farmers. And another person named Julia Morgan, an American architect and engineer, sabi naman niya, "My buildings will be my legacy. They will speak for me long after I'm gone." I guess you're somehow seeing kung saan tayo patungo sa ating aralin ngayon. Anyway, a certain pastor named David Henderson wrote something about the Andy Griffith Show. Paborito daw niya to when he was young. Allow me to show you another picture. Yan po, first picture of the Andy Griffith Show shows yan si Andy Griffith as Sheriff Andy Taylor at yung bata during that time si Ron Howard as OP, kanya pong anak. Ang Andy Griffith plot po nito, it revolves around Sheriff Andy Taylor na living in a sleepy, slow-paced, fictional Mayberry, North Carolina. He spends time managing his son and the antics of his aunt and cousin. So, another picture, ito po, si Andy Griffith with Ron Howard. No, nung tumanda na po, now, Ron Howard is a successful filmmaker in Hollywood. Naging director na rin po itong si Ron Howard. So, from 1916 to 1968 po lumabas itong Andy Griffith Show, and it was very popular during that time. When Andy Griffith passed away on July 3, 2012, ito naman po ang sabi ni Ron Howard when he was interviewed. Siyempre, matagal sila nagsama, maliit pa si Ron Howard during that time. Sabi ni Ron Howard, Andy Griffith, his pursuit of excellence and the joy he took in creating served generations and shaped my life. I'm forever grateful, R.I.P. Andy. Another statement pa niya, he treated me really well, but he made it a learning experience, not in a stern taskmaster kind of a way, but I was really allowed a real insight into creativity and how things work and why some scenes were funny and others weren't. That insight has served me really over the years. Andy was really kind to me, always playful and fun. But by the same token, he wanted to get the work done. He was a great influence on me. His passing is sad, but he lived a great and rich life. Yun pong statement ni Ron Howard after experiencing some years with Andy Griffith. Yung writer po, yung pastor said, much of the programming in those days had a positive influence on families, I believed. Now, we live in a day when dads are pictured on television as being uninvolved, aloof, men who don't provide for their families and frankly just not very smart. Most commercials cast fathers as the family idiot who cannot figure out how to take care of the kids alone, how to run a load of laundry or clean the toilets without specific instructions from mom. The programs may make us laugh, but when it seeps over into real life, it's just not funny anymore. Continuing, when we emulate, sabi ng pastor, copy, model, these kinds of actions, we lose our ability to live a good example for our children and grandchildren. It's called living a legacy. All of us will leave some for good, some not so good. Legacy. Those three examples and quotations speak of legacy. Not all of us, not all fathers are biological in nature. A man who has influenced your life is a father to you, just like Ron Howard. Diba? Mga tao, yung isang lalaki, a man, a mature man, who had influenced your life, who had guided you, kahit hindi mo siya biological father, is a father to you. Kaya, I'd like to greet everyone, every father's happy father, not just simply because of being a biological father. but because of influencing and doing something for your children and for the people whom God had placed in your life. In a day when people are encouraged to find your passion and do your own thing, it might be worth remembering those fathers who roll up their sleeves, go to work, do things they may not particularly like because they love their family and because they are responsible and dependable. That's why today I'd like to share a message, not only to fathers, of course, and I'd like to entitle it, The Legacy of a Loving Father. No? Ano ho ba ang may iwan natin mga ama? I'm a father, I have 5 boys. No? And many of you, young boys, you will be fathers in the future. You, young ladies, you have a father na whom you look up to, or somebody who have guided you in your life. Anne Sexton wrote, American poet wrote, it doesn't matter who my father was. It matters who I remember he was. Ano ba ang naalala ko sa tatay ko? Ano ba ang experience ko with my dad? At some point in life, all of us must consider what kind of legacy we plan to leave behind when we are gone. We dads have to decide. You moms have to decide. All of us actually have to decide. No, whether you're still young, you're no, later on in life, you have to decide whether what kind of a legacy you would want to live for people, no? And so I'm asking you, what will your legacy be for your children, no, for your grandchildren, for your friends? Because we don't want to waste this one shot we got, no? Yes, we may fail along the way, pero para hindi mo masayang itong pagkakataon that we can leave a legacy to the next generation. Paul Dean, an American TV personality and cooking show host, says, there was one thing my daddy wouldn't tolerate in any shape, form, or fashion, and that was being unkind or rude to somebody. That was very important to my folks, or to my parents. As it turns out, that was a legacy that he left me that money cannot buy, is how to be able to treat people. Grabe, ang naalala niya sa tatay niya, huwag kang magsalita ng unkind words. Yun ang nahubog, hinubog ng tatay niya sa kanya. The Apostle Paul, when he was nearing the end of his life, wrote a letter to Timothy. In 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 6 to 8, it is a sort of pagpapaalam ni Paul kay Timothy. Let me read. For I am already being poured out like a drink offering, and the time for my departure is near. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day. And not only to me, but also to all who have longed for His appearing. Parang dito, parang may kasiguruhan si Paul na sa kanyang buhay dahil he lived a life of faith. He fought the good fight. Tinapos niya yung kanyang trabaho, yung pinagawa sa kanya ng Panginoon. Kaya he was sure that there will be a crown of righteousness that will be given to him. So, dito sa sulat na to, bakit may kasiguruhan si Paul? So, we will look at certain parts ng 2 Timothy na ito para makita natin ano bang mga i-consider natin sa ating buhay so that we'll be able to plan to live a legacy. So, there are some keys we need to consider in living a legacy. Number 1, consider the place of grace. That's the first key. Ano ang lugar ng grasya ng Diyos? Sinulat ni Paul kay Timothy in chapter 2 verse 1, you then, my son, be strong in the grace that is Christ Jesus. Si Timothy, hindi naman niya talagang anak. Anak niya sa pananampalataya. Kumbaga, gusto makapag-iwan ng legacy itong si Paul kay Timothy, kaya kinukonsider niya yung lakas ng grasya ng Diyos sa kanyang buhay. No? Yun ang unang pinangawakan ni Paul. Be strong in the grace that is in the Lord Jesus. Kumbaga, ang umpisa ng legacy ni Paul kay Timothy ay yung time na siya ay isang mananampalataya. Siya ay isang tagapagsunod ni Jesus. Siya ay isang tao na nagbigay ng buhay niya kay Kristo. Siya ay isang tao na nakatanggap ng kaloob ng kaligtasan, no, mula sa Diyos, no, na ito ay libre, no. Look at this statement, we do not do good works to be saved, we do good works because we are saved. And that there's a big difference in that. Kaya yung grasya ng Diyos ang unang i-consider, yung isang personal na relasyon sa Diyos. Para makaiwan tayo ng magandang legacy sa susunod na henerasyon, unahin muna natin ang sarili natin na matanggap, makuha natin, kumbaga, ma-experience natin yung grasya ng Panginoon. Because there is absolutely nothing we can do to earn God's favor. No? Kaya, grasya lang ng Diyos yun. Kaya sinasabi ni Paul, is the grace of God. No? Kaya, ang question will be, how did your father or your dad impact your life? Or tayo naman mga ama, paano natin ma-impact ang buhay ng ibang tao? At particularly, lalong-lalong ating mga anak. And you can tell a lot about someone by the kind of father they have. No, minsan yung epekto ng pagiging ama sa isang tao, no, nakakaroon ng epekto sa kanyang buhay, no, laking influence sa kanyang buhay kung paano mamumuhay yung tao na yon. James Dobson, an American writer, pastor, also said, the father's most important responsibility is to communicate the real meaning of Christianity to his children. Ano ba ang totoong ibig sabihin ng Kristyanismo? It is not being simply able to give a definition, to be able to explain what Christianity is all about, kundi po ang totoong kahulugan ng Kristyanismo na ipamumuhay niya. No, researchers have been established that parents can have a significant impact on the religious beliefs and practices of their children. May mga studies that said na fathers who are frequent in their attendance in their church and religious activities kumbaga have a greater chance ang kanilang mga anak to follow their religious values and behavior. Fathers who did not do itong mga bagay na yon had an inconsistent pattern of influence over their sons' religious responses. Kumbaga, malaking chance kapag ang mga ama, mga magulang ay mayroong isang personal na relasyon sa Diyos, malaki ang chance na kanilang mga anak ay sumunod. Siyempre, choices naman ng mga anak natin yon. Pero dahil sa influence ng buhay natin, sa klase ng pamumuhay natin, makaiwan tayo ng isang legacy ng pagkakilala sa Diyos. Look at this statement. What a tremendous heritage to pass along to one's children. A real, vibrant, and living love for the God of this universe and His Son, Jesus Christ. Pinakamagandang legacy maiwan natin ay makita ng ating mga anak ang pagmamahal natin sa Diyos at ang pagsunod natin kay Kristo. And that's a great legacy a dad leaves behind. Is the gift of salvation through Jesus Christ. It is true, when a parent dies, their children expect to receive an inheritance. Diba? Minsan nag-expect na may matatanggap na mana. Pero sana ang maipapamana natin, ang unang maipamana natin sa ating mga anak ay yung ating relasyon sa Diyos. No, ang totoong inheritance does not only hindi riches lang. Sometimes wala ngang riches ang inheritance. There's no greater inheritance than the legacy a father or a mother leaves concerning eternal salvation. A dad who loves his family will do his best somehow to lead his children in the way of the Lord. No, yun sa ganda ng kanyang pamumuhay at sa kanyang pag-share somehow ng kabutihan ng Diyos, ay madala niya ang kanyang mga anak, no, sa Panginoon. Fathers, mothers, we parents have a huge impact, no, to our children. The question lang is, was it positive? Were you proud of your father? Kay tayo, di ba? Was he there when you needed him? Or was he absent from the family? Halaki pong impact ng mga ama. And I suspect that today, we could find examples of both. Both po, siguro kung pakikinggan ko lang kayo, mag-istorya tayo sa ating mga eksperyensya, sa ating mga tatay, particularly, makakapakinig tayo ng magandang storya about sa legacy ng isang tatay at sad na nakakalungkot na istorya ng legacy ng isang tatay. Donny Osmond, previously, isa po itong singer, dancer, and actor, television host po siya. No? Matinee idol po riyan dati when he was young. Sabi niya, my father instilled in me the attitude of prevailing. If there's a challenge, go for it. If there's a wall to break down, break it down. Grabe yung na-instill, grabe yung na-impress, na pakita ng tatay ni Donny Osmond sa kanya. No? There's a story, on February 19, 1979, a small plane crashed into Ontario Park in the San Gabriel Mountains in Southern California. The passengers included the pilot, a young woman, a barrister or a lawyer, and his 11-year-old son. The pilot and attorney were killed in the crash. The boy later said he knew his father was dead when he couldn't wake him up. After huddling, nagtabi na lang sila ng young woman sa snow for 11 hours, the boy and the young woman decided that they had to go down the slippery mountain or freeze to death. No? Kung mananatili siya, mamatay sila. So magsubok na lang sila, maglakad sila. And shortly after they began their descent, the young woman fell 100 meters to her death. The boy was lost and alone on the mountain. Bones were fractured in both hands, and he was bloody and bruised all over. His father lay dead a few meters up the slope. What could an 11-year-old boy do? The boy did not give up. He slid most of the way down the mountain on the seat of his pants, paupo, no? Grasping a stick to slowly slide in his broken hands. About 5 p.m., he was found near a village at the foot of the mountain. He was rushed to a hospital, wet and exhausted, covered with mud and blood, but still very much alive. And before his release from the hospital, there was a news conference. And they asked him, how did you find the courage and strength to keep going through all your injuries and pain? Did you not feel like quitting? How did such a small boy survive such an ordeal? Yun ang mga tanong sa kanya. And his simple answer was, my dad taught me to never give up. What a legacy life lived to a son. Yun ang naituro ng tatay. Huwag kang mag-give up, anak. No, dads are extremely important people in our lives. We're charged with the duties of protecting, providing, and interceding for our families' sakes. We have the power to shape our families and our societies by the way we lived every day. No? Kumbaga, the first line of defense ng mga pamilya, commissioned by God to deliver the good news and the gospel message to our families, not simply by our words but by the way we live every day. No, ang tatay, ang mga magulang. Of course, some of you wala kayong naging experience sa inyong tatay, maagang nawala ang inyong tatay, bata pa kayo. So, ang nanay nyo, minsan tumayong tatay. Merong mga ibang tao dyan na tumayong tatay sa inyo. Somehow nakapagbigay ng impact at influence sa inyong buhay. So, yun ang kanilang responsibility. Dads are just designed by God to express their love in different ways. Magkaiba ang paraan ng pag-express ng tatay at nanay sa pagmamahal. No? Instead of a tender hug, probably ang tatay, it was a strong bear hug, maigpit na yakap ang tatay. But it always felt good to be loved by dad. They express their love when they guard their family and provide good things to their wife and kids. The legacy of Christ's love is the greatest gift a father can give. No, kumbaga sa kanya pong pamilya at for other people as well na pwede po maiwan ng isang tatay. Allow me to show you a video clip of a father's legacy ang done by a certain church. Ito po, parang nagsalita po mga tatay answering certain questions like, what would it mean to leave a legacy? Ano ibig sabihin ba ng mag-iwan legacy? What do I love most about being a father? And what's the one thing I love about my dad? So, different men from a certain church gave their answers to these questions. Let's watch the video.
As a father, what would it mean to leave a legacy? The greatest legacy I could leave for my son and my soon-to-be grandson would be to give them a knowledge of God, to help them understand who they are in God, that we're all children of God.
The way I act, the way I treat people, the way I interact with people.
Living out my faith with my boys so that not only do I pass on my torch to them, but that theirs will burn even brighter.
Their walk with the Lord, and how closely was I walking, and did they feel that connection in their own lives of walking with Him, and again, was it strong enough?
They know the Lord, and they'd be able to take it from there.
If my children see me loving God and loving people, that is the type of legacy that I want to leave.
What do I love most about being a father?
I love it when my boys run up to me with big smiles and give me big hugs.
Seeing my son growing up with God's influence in his life.
I want to be a part of every aspect of their life, coaching their baseball teams, dancing with my daughter at the father-daughter dance, playing catch in the backyard, whatever that is. It's my involvement in their life that is one of my most favorite things about being a father.
The thing I love the most about being a father is when I see personality traits and interests and passions in my kids that I know didn't come from me or their mom. It just reminds me that they're God's children first and mine second, and it really puts that into better perspective for me because they're wonderfully and perfectly made exactly as He intended, and when I see those things, it just reminds me of that.
One thing I love about my dad.
My dad, he spent a lot of time with me. He let me help, let me hold tools when we worked on things or parts, and he taught me how to maintain things. It's like a stewardship to take care of the stuff that we have.
He is always there for me. He's always there for my brother. He's always there for my sister. And that's how he shows his love for us.
When I was growing up, he took a real active interest in things which I know he probably wasn't too excited about himself, but he invested himself in those things because he knew that that was an investment in me.
He was a great example for me of just being there, being solid for the Lord, unflappable. What a great example he was for me.
I knew that my dad always loved me unconditionally, no matter what I did.
Love is being a father.
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 Iba-ibang sagot po nila, no? Particularly in the area of living a legacy, it is their connection to God. What they love most about being a father is yung involvement, no? Ando dun sila, spending time with the kids, ano? Something that they love with their own dad, yung pag-aalaga, yung pagmamahal. Kaya love is being a father. Grabe. Ang ganda po, sana mangyari po sa atin yun. Kung tayo ay pwede pa naman tayo makabawi. Marami tayong naging pagkukulang tayong mga ama along the way sa ating buhay. Pwede ho tayo makabawi pa. Pwede pa rin ho tayo makapag-iwan ng magandang legacy sa ating pamangkin. Secondly, second key that we need to consider is consider the powerful place of words and how they influence our legacy. Again, in 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 2 now, and the things you have heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, and trust to reliable people who will also be qualified to teach them or to teach others. Yun po, that's how the kumbaga legacy works. Si Paul would teach Timothy, Timothy would then teach others who are reliable, dependable, and qualified to pass these things along to others. Kumbaga parang 4 na generation po yun. Yung parang sinasabi ni Paul. Yung bang sabi niya, kung ano narinig mo sa akin, ipasa mo. Kung ano mo nakita mo sa akin, ipasa mo sa ibang tao. Richard Llewellyn, a British novelist, wrote, I saw behind me those who had gone, and before me those who are to come. I looked back and saw my father and his father and all our fathers, and in front to see my son and his son, and the sons upon sons beyond, and their eyes were my eyes. If there's a concept doon sa statement na yon ni Richard Llewellyn is this: life is lived forwards but understood backwards. No? May connection yung history natin sa ating kinabukasan. We do not only live for today. Siyempre, kailangan mabuhay din tayo para sa ngayon. Naaalala natin nakaraan, we look forward to the future but we live today. Pero yung sa likod, yung history natin, yung past natin, can be a lesson that we've learned from so many people. And looking forward sa ating pamumuhay ngayon, looking forward kung anong maiiwan ko doon sa nasa harapan ko. No? Kaya yun po yung konsepto ni Paul. We need to consider that. And one of the things we need to consider is our words. No? Kumbaga, ang ating responsibility to the next generation, one of the things that we need to be careful of is the words we speak and the way we speak them. Pag tinignan natin si James, itong sinulat niya, James 3 verse 2, in the Holman Christian Study Bible, for we all stumble in many ways. If anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a mature man who is also able to control his whole body. James was talking at this point in chapter 3, talking about the tongue. Kung hindi ka nag-stumble sa iyong pananalita, mature ka na tao. Johnny Cash, a singer, songwriter, musician, author, wrote, my father was a man of love. He always loved me to death. He worked hard in the fields, but my father never hit me, never. I don't ever remember a really cross, unkind word from my father. Wala ako narinig ng masamang pananalita mula sa aking tatay. Yun ang legacy ng tatay ni Johnny Cash, who became a Christian singer. A man by the name of Jim Burton said these words about being a father. Sabi niya, when I was young, baseball was my life. You can imagine the excitement I felt when my oldest son began playing. Siguro, magaling din siyang baseball player. This game would be one of our main bonding mechanisms. If my son would just listen, I could help him be a great baseball player. Learning to read curved balls, shift his body weight with the swing, steal bases, turn double plays, these things separate the amateurs from the pros. So magaling ang tatay, kaya niyang ituro ang baseball. Sobrang dami niyang alam about baseball, having played baseball as well. Ito sabi ni Jim Burton, a pattern developed in our relationship. Because of my familiarity with the game, I saw every mistake my son made. In addition, I knew how to correct them. Dahil alam kong game, kaya kitang-kita ko kung anong mali ng anak ko. Kaya kailangan ko correct siya. So pagkatapos ng laro, sabi niya, so post-game drives home became a critic of how to improve his game. Naging critical. Ito, ganito, mali ito, mali yan, mali ginawa mo. Ganyan. And it soon got old for my son. Sabi ni Jim Burton, one night, my son finally said, Dad, could you not start by telling me everything I did wrong? Could you please tell me what I did right first? It's possible that all we can see in our children are the wrong things they have done. It is possible na marami, sa dami ng magandang nagawa nila, ang na-highlight natin, yung mali. Di ba sa grades lang ng mga anak natin, di ba? Marami siyang line of 9, no? Marami, matataas ganyan. Tapos nakakita ka ng 75, di ba? Na isang 75, yun na na-highlight yung grade na 75. Bakit ang baba nito? Ang taas nung iba baka tulungan mo siya doon sa area na yun. Grades lang yun. Sa eskwelahan pa lang. So there are so many areas in our children's lives where it is possible for us parents, most especially fathers, ang mas nakikita natin ang mali. Hindi naman kumbaga inaalis ng mga anak natin na masabi natin sa kanila kung ano yung mali. Pero wag naman puro mali lang. Hanapan din naman natin ng tama. Hanapan natin ng panahon na gumagawa ng tama ang ating mga anak at purihin natin. I-praise natin sila doon sa magandang nagagawa din naman nila. James, continuing in verses 3 to 6, Now when we put bits into the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we also guide the whole animal. And consider ships, though very large and driven by fierce winds, they are guided by a very small rudder wherever the will of the pilot directs. So too, though the tongue is a small part of the body, it boasts great things. Consider how large a forest a small fire ignites. And the tongue is a fire. The tongue, a world of unrighteousness, is placed among the parts of our bodies. It pollutes the whole body, sets the course of life on fire, and is set on fire by hell. Grabe yung ang liit lang ng ating dila. But it's powerful. No, napakalaga. Maliit na bahagi lang siya, pero powerful siya para siyang beat na nag-guide sa kabayo kung saan siya magdadirect. No, kung kino-compare yan sa rudder, no, timon ng isang barko, kinuhambing din sa fire. Ibig sabihin, there's power. Makapangyarihan ang dila. No? Kaya, napakalaga na makontrol natin. At kung ating dila ay gagamitin natin, ay gamitin natin sa kaayusan, kabutihan. No? Delikado ang ating dila. Kaya verses 9 and 10, sinulat ni James, We praise our Lord and Father with it, and we curse men who are made in God's likeness with it. Praising and cursing come out of the same mouth. My brothers, these things should not be this way. Grabe, the same mouth that can praise God is the same tongue that curse people. No? Kaya mag-ingat tayo sa ating pong dila, sa ating pananalita. The legacy of a loving father can be reinforced by constant reassurance of our unconditional love and acceptance. Aside from touching and hugging, pat on the back of our children, or some people, fathers have a ministry of encouragement. Look at this statement. Words have power to do good or evil, to build up or tear down, to encourage or discourage. There's an old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me. Hindi ho totoo yun. No? Hindi ho totoo na ang salita hindi ka ma-harm. That's a lie. No? Simple words like, I love you, good work, you did a good job, and I'm really proud of you, should spring from our lips as a sign of a loving father. No? Kaya, mahalaga po ito. Ryan Holiday shared, no, parang share po niya that our kids are not going to understand why we are distracted by a phone call or meeting. Make a commitment, even if only for 5 minutes, to instead of thinking what needs to be done, to be present with our kids. Kumbaga, sinasabayan po natin ang ating pong mga anak. Jean Paul Richter says, what a father says to his children is not heard by the world, but it will be heard by posterity. Maaring ang ating sinasabi sa ating mga anak, hindi maririnig ng tao sa labas eh. Pero maririnig po yan ng susunod na henerasyon dahil ikikwento ng ating mga anak sa mga anak nila, sa mga apo nila, kung ano yung mga pinagsasabi natin sa kanila. Are we a father or a mother that gives words of encouragement, no? That hindi lang puro correction, kundi telling them what good things they have done in their life. On April 14, 2015, the daughter of former South African President Nelson Mandela was in South Florida sharing her father's legacy of giving and sharing. Si Dr. Makaziwi Mandela, or Maki, na gusto niyang tawagan, recalled the final days before her father's death. So I'd like to show you a video of that interview dito kay Maki regarding her father, the great Nelson Mandela.
Even after his death, the work of South African leader Nelson Mandela is living on through his family. His oldest daughter traveled here to South Florida supporting a local charity. I sat down with her for an exclusive interview to discuss her commitment to her father's causes and her complex relationship with him. She remembers those final days, every one spent with Nelson Mandela.
I was there, I would massage his feet, his hands, and I'm glad that I did that.
To much of the world, he was an anti-apartheid revolutionary, imprisoned for 27 years, the first black president of South Africa. For Dr. Makaziwe Mandela, Maki, as she likes to be called, he was father.
And my dad always said, we should not forget who we are and where we come from.
And she has vowed to carry on his legacy. It now brings her from South Africa to South Florida, raising awareness about the charity A Spring of Hope. It was founded by a South Florida woman, Joanne Young, and her daughter, who visited a South African school while on vacation years ago and saw the need for help there. Volunteers build wells to provide clean water for rural schools in her native country. A good match, she believes, to her father's passion for education.
My father, I think by the time he closed his eyes, had built about 100 schools.
But Maki admits she wasn't always close to her father. Their relationship was at times a difficult one. For most of her childhood, he was gone, their only visits separated by glass in the prison where he was held.
I was angry, I was bitter, because I could see other children enjoying, both parents, and I couldn't understand why I didn't.
It took decades for her to reach a turning point, she says, accepting that her father felt a duty not just to their family, but to the world.
I think in my 30s, a little voice said to me, if you continue with this anger and bitterness, you're just going to self-destruct.
She loved and cared for him as he got sicker. Now, it's been a year since the world mourned Nelson Mandela's death with Maki and her family, but the pain of losing him is still fresh in many ways. In those times, Maki says she finds strength in his words and these life lessons he shared.
All of us, as human beings in this world, are not born with hate. We are taught to hate. Surely, we can be taught to love.
The South Florida charity A Spring of Hope has helped provide clean water to at least 27 schools in South Africa. With supporters like Maki Mandela, the charity is raising enough money to continue its work. And it
Galing, Notice, sinasabi ni Maki that sinasabi ng tatay niya, her father felt a duty not just to their family, but to the world. To the world. Kaya ang sabi ni Maki, ang naalala niya, I think it might B, the little voice, na sinasabi ng tatay niya sa kanya, if you continue with this anger and bitterness, you just grew to self-destruct. Masisira ka. No, yun ang payo ng tatay niya kasi alam niya 19 years kinulong. Alam niya yung kumbaga delikado yung pamumukay ng bitterness and anger, kaya tinuturo niya sa kanyang anak. No? Kaya alam ni Maki, no? Yun ang sinasabi ng tatay niya. And isa pang sabi pa ni Maki, she finds strength in his words and life lessons. Bakit? Ano sabi ng tatay niya? All of us human beings in this world are not born with hate. We are taught to hate. Surely we can be taught to love. Hindi ka naman pinanganak na kumbaga may hatred eh. Naturuan ka magalit. Naturuan ka magkaroon ng hatred. You've learned it along the way. From people, from circumstances, from probably media, or from other people, naturuan ka ng hatred eh. So, pwede ka na maturuan ng pagmamahal. Kumbaga sasabi, ang salita ni Nelson Mandela sa kanyang anak, matutunan mo yung pagmamahal. Huwag kang mamukay ng anger and bitterness. So, if you want to leave a legacy to your kids, consider the words that comes out from our mouth. Third key, consider the need to stay focused on the task. Focus, ang concept is, if we're not focused, hindi tayo makapatuloy sa ating buhay eh. Mahirap mag-focus ngayon sa buhay kasi sa daming abala. Meron ngang nag-check na pastor, sabi niya, Google says there are more than 60 trillion web pages. Actually, last year pa niya nakita ito. I cannot fathom that number and it is growing every day. There are now more active cell phones in the US than there are people. Facebook users are uploading 350 million new photos each day. That's over 4,000 every second. We live in the age of information, but it is really the age of misinformation. Daming abala, ang daming panibagong apps, ang daming apps na lumalabas na pag tumitingin ako sa Facebook, grabe, ang daming sinasabayan ng mga tao. Ito, yung bago naman, face app, na napapalitan ng mukha. Diba? Gaya-gaya mga tao, gawin na naman nila. So, mawawala yung focus mo, na-concentrate ka na naman doon sa bagay na yan. Ang daming pwede magawa sa buhay. So, we are living in a world that we are prone to be disturbed. We're prone na yung focus natin sa buhay, sa tamang bagay, malayo. Maraming hadlang, maraming information na pumapasok na di-disturb, na di-distract po tayo. Whatever opinion you want on anything, for it or against it, you can find it almost in the internet eh. And because of that, focus becomes crucial. We cannot do everything. Of course, we cannot be involved in everything. We need to focus. Ang dami hong pumapasok sa atin ng mga information, ng mga advertisements sa ating pong Facebook account na madali ho tayo maabala. Notice, di ba, pag sinimulan mo nang mag-scroll ka ang tendency, ang tagal, nakaka-consume ka ng oras. So, we need to be focused with the task on hand. Harriet Jackson Brown Jr., inspirational writer, says, live so that when your children think of fairness, caring, and integrity, they think of you. Pagka nag-isip ang anak natin ng tama, ng pangangalaga, ng integridad, pag naiisip nila yung mga words na yon, sana naiisip nila tayo. And Paul gave a model, a few models na parang example doon sa 2 Timothy chapter 2 from verses 3 to 4 na. Una, sundalo. Join with me in suffering like a good soldier of Christ Jesus. No one serving as a soldier gets entangled in civilian affairs, but rather tries to please his commanding officer. So, notice how focused a soldier is. No? Hindi siya nai-involve sa civilian matters. Ang kanyang tuunan ay ma-please niya yung kanyang commanding officer. So, unang example ni Paul, sundalo. No? A soldier has one goal, and that is to please his commanding officer. Yung opinion ng kanyang commanding officer ang mahalaga, kaya focus siya doon. Another example of Paul is an athlete in verse 5. Similarly, no, focus ng sundalo, similarly, ganun din ang athlete. Anyone who competes as an athlete does not receive the victor's crown except by competing according to the rules. No? Isang atleta nakafocus sa ano ba yung regulasyon. Pag lumabas siya doon sa regulasyon ng kanyang sport, madi-disqualify siya. No, if he fails to follow the rules, hindi lang siya, syempre talo ka. Hindi ka makakasali. So we need to focus as an athlete. And third is a farmer in verse 6. The hard-working farmer should be the first to receive a share of the crops. Ang example ni Paul, ang model niya, isang farmer. Maybe you went into farming before, or gardening rather, and hindi ka, doon pala sa gardening pala, medyo hirap na tayo. But it's another thing altogether to be a farmer who completely depends on the soil for his living. They would plant, they would harvest, they will till the soil, they will kill insects and disease, that gets into the crop. They would worry kapag too much rain or little rain, lahat yung factors. And so there are not many people who work harder than a farmer does. And so if hindi siya nakafocus no sa kanyang trabaho, wala siya makakain. Kaya magandang example ni Paul ang isang farmer pagdating sa pag-focus sa kanyang task. Irving Kristol says, an American journalist wrote actually, you have to know one big thing and stick with it. The leaders who had one very big idea and one very big commitment, this permitted them to create something. Those are the ones who leave a legacy. Sila na committed, nakafocus do sa task nila. They stick to it, they're committed, no? Then they're able to create, no? Dahil sa kanyang pagiging focus, so they're able to leave a legacy. Allow me to share to you another video clip of the Siam Pinwat CEO named Chadathip Chukratol. Siya po ang Thailander na again she learned from the legacy. May legacy ang father niya. That's why they were able to build, she was able to build the biggest mall in Bangkok. Let's watch this video.
Chadathip Drutrakun is redefining retail in Thailand. She's the business magnate behind some of Bangkok's famous malls: Siam Paragon, Siam Center, and Siam Discovery. And now Icon Siam, the biggest mall in the country, along the Chao Phraya, or in Thai, the River of Kings.
You will see that the buildings are leaning together. So it's Thai architecture. Right. If you go to temples, you will see that the doors in the temple is not straight. It's always like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's
done on purpose.
Done on purpose to reflect the Thai architecture. Leaning on means it's a culture that we lean on each other to support each other. So it's a lot of the story behind the Thai wisdom.
Yeah.
So many things.
A self-confessed patriot, Chadathip wants to revive this lifeline of Bangkok and carry on the legacy of her father, the late General Chalamchai Charuwat.
I remember that he told me that whatever we do, we have to win the world for Thailand. It means whatever we do, we have to go global, and we have to make our property and whatever we're doing in Bangkok capture the world's attention.
As his daughter, did you inherit his sense of mission and entrepreneurial instinct?
Definitely, because retail is detail. So whatever we do, we have to go into detail to make it perfect. So he always say execute excellently. So it means no compromise. We have to be committed to excellence.
He
and
sounds
not
like a
only
tough
me.
boss.
Definitely, he's a general, actually from Thai army. But he's a very worldly people, and tourism has made him worldly.
This mega mall, this shopping development, is across the river. Most of your other developments are on the other side. Did you always want to build on this side? Was that always your ambition? Was it your idea? Was it your vision?
Definitely. And also it was from my father. Because he said, Pam, if you're lucky, you will get a good piece of land on the river and make the property on it to bring the fame to the nation. So it's like something that we have been dreaming of, but it's faith. And this, I think, is the last piece of land on the river that you can get as big as possible in the heart of Bangkok and Thonburi site. So definitely we have built an iconic landmark, and again, the design, the architecture, and also the interior design came from biggest collaboration. So you would see that this is the longest pleated glass facade in the world, built on a latest technology.
It took you 6 years to build this development. If your father were alive today and he saw this, you think he would have been proud?
Yeah, I hope so. At least I have carried out his vision, and I also, from the start that we opened the project in November, it was received very warm welcome, not only from Thai people, but from many visitors from around the world who came, and they appreciate.
Okay, grabe. No? Remember, ang sabi niya, naalala niya yung sinabi ng father niya sa kanya, that they have to win the world. Yung kanilang ginagawa, yung kanilang, kumbaga, tinatrabaho, ay dapat para sa bansa. Yun ang focus ng father. Yun ang naisip ng father na kailangan nilang gawin. No? It means, sabi niya, whatever we do, we have to talk global. And we have to make our property and whatever we're doing in Bangkok capture the world's attention. Kaya ang tatay niya sinasabi, execute excellently. Kumbaga, no compromise. We have to be committed to excellence. We need to bring fame to the nation. Yun ang commitment ng tatay. Yun ang kanyang focus. Kaya yun ang legacy na naiwan ng father dito para makapag-build. The legacy of a loving, obedient, and family-focused father involves some practical things. We fathers often forget or find it difficult. Ano yung mga nakakalimutan natin? Time and attention. Isang kaloob natin yan sa ating pamilya. And that would include personal participation and involvement in their lives. It should involve sharing ourselves, our experiences, and the teachings of character, responsibility, yung mga natutuhan natin sa buhay. Lessons are best taught by example. Kaya mahalaga ang ating pagtuturo, ang focus natin sa ating mga anak. Somebody wrote or gumawa ng poster po, a child is going to remember who was there, not what you spent on them. Kids outgrow a toy and outfits, but they never outgrow time and love. Laging kinakailangan ng mga anak ang pagmamahal at ang oras. Kaya napakahalaga po na ibibigay natin ito sa kanila. I'd like to show you another picture of a guy named Rene Abilita. Security guard siya, sa Palawan Pawn Shop sa Maynila. Andiyan sa mga pictures niya, makikita nyo na nagtututor siya ng mga street kids on how to read and write sa panahon ng coronavirus. Ang napinost ito ng isang taong pangalan si John Robert Flores. Pinicturean niya, dyan siya sa Manila Arellano University. Nagbabantay itong security guard na to. So dito sabi ni nakita niya to, nung May 27, kinuha niya 2020, na naging viral yan, na-touch yung So sabi ni Flores, nung sinulat niya sa Facebook, nakaka-proud lang kasi kahit di niya kaano-ano, but still tinuruan niya pa rin kasi may busilak siyang puso. I salute you, Kuyang SG. Sana patuloy ka ring bigyan ng blessing ni Lord dahil sa mabuting at busilak kang puso para matulungan ang batang yan, mga bata. So, yan yung picture na nakuha na ni John Robert Flores. At na-interview po itong si Rene ng Mission Possible Facebook page. At ang sabi ni Rene, he decided to help the children who pass him by on the street who had either been out of school because of the COVID pandemic or whose family couldn't afford to pay the upkeep of sending them to school. Yung kasi kayo na nakita ni Flores, ni John Flores, kita araw-araw dumadaan siya, nakikita niya. Ito si na nagtuturo sa mga street kids, So kakatuwa na isang tao na may malasakit sa tao. Kaya yun, binigyan din naman siya ng Mission Possible ng 2 sakong bigas, stacks of fresh eggs, a pack of hygiene essentials, and coverage for the renewal of his guard's license for compassion. So, yung pag-renew niya, binigyan na rin siya. Kakatuwa, na dahil sa tulong nito, I don't know exactly kung may asawa na siya or kung wala pa man, I believe na itong tao na to will be maging magaling na ama ito later on dahil kumbaga, imagine yung tulong na ginawa niya sa mga kabataan, sa mga street kids. And last key, makikita po natin sa turo ni Paul is consider the need for wisdom. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 7 reads, "Reflect on what I am saying, for the Lord will give you insight into all this." Dads need, kumbaga wisdom. Kinakailangan ng mga tatay ang karunungan. The role of today's dad is very complicated. Kaya tama yung advice ni Paul na kinakailangan humingi ng karunungan ang mga tatay sa Diyos. Dahil hindi nila alam minsan kung anong gagawin. They need, kagaya ng isang sundalo that would face a battle, an athlete who would need to train, and a farmer who patiently labor araw-araw. So, para makakuha ng result, kailangan nila ng more or less, parang 3 bagay: endurance, patience, and hard work. Kaya nga, somebody wrote, one night, a father overheard his son pray, "Dear God, make me the kind of man my daddy is." Gawin mo kung kagaya ng tatay ko. Dahil narinig ng tatay yun, ang prayer naman ng tatay, "Dear God, make me the kind of man my son wants me to be." So, kinakailangan ng karunungan. Sa dami ng challenges along the way, sa path ng pagiging magulang ng ama, kinakailangan natin ng karunungan mula sa Lord. William Penn, American writer and founder of the colony sa Pennsylvania, wrote, "He who is taught to live upon little owes more to his father's wisdom than he who has a great deal left him does to his father's care." Yung naturuan ng tatay, isang tao na natulungan ng tatay niya, paano pagkasya ng maliit, kukunti, galing sa wisdom ng tatay yun. Kesa doon sa isa na binigyan ng marami ng tatay dahil sobra-sobra ang tatay. Ryan Holiday created sort of a blog and an email, kumbaga content ito na ini-email ng mga tatay. Ang tawag nila, Daily Dad. Every dad needs a little help. Being a dad, sinulat niya, is something you do every day. We created the daily email that helps you become a better dad every day. One piece of timeless advice delivered to your inbox every day. Alam niya ang pangangailangan ng isang tatay. Bago pa lang siyang ama, kakapapanganak pa lang ng anak niya, kaya naintindihan niya yung pangailangan ng tulong ng iba. Being a great father is really important. It's probably the most important thing you will do in your life. Raising your kids is 100% as much as as much your job as their mothers. Being a dad is something to be admired. It's a role filled with incredible meaning and purpose, something that connects back to time immemorial, to every father that ever lived and ever will live. But being a great dad is really hard. We need help to get there. We all need some guidance. That's why, sabi niya, we created the Daily Dad, a daily email on fatherhood, love, and raising great kids. Inspired by the greatest wisdom and lessons from history, science, literature, and ordinary parents, we're going to give you real advice and insight for being a great dad. Whether you're still expecting, keep knee-deep in the terrible twos, grinding through the teenage years of a successful or a successful parent, we have something you can read every day, well, that can make you better every day. Kaya kinreate nila yon na everyday e-email. Subscribe to that and you will learn something. He posted as well in a certain blog, say Ryan Holiday, let me show this to you. No matter what you have done up to this point, you better still be a student. If you're not still learning, you're already dying. It is not enough only to be a student at the beginning. It is a position that one has to assume for life. Learn from everyone and everything. From the people you beat, from the people who beat you, from the people you dislike, even from your supposed enemies. At every step and every juncture in life, there is the opportunity to learn. And even if the lesson is purely remedial, we must not let ego block us from hearing it again. Nabiso dun sa libro niya yon na ego is the enemy. Ang problema yung ego, kaya hindi tayo, ayaw natin matuto na, ayaw natin ma-learn na. No? Continuing, sinulat pa niya, the second will let the ego tell us we have graduated, learning grinds to a halt. That's why UFC champion and MMA pioneer Frank Shamrock said, always stay a student. As in, it never ends. Hindi natatapos ang pagiging estudyante. Always learn. Kaya kailangan natin ng wisdom. Kailangan natin ng karunungan para makapaggawa talaga tayo ng legacy. Kasi ang dami nating haharapin sa buhay. Ang dami mga challenges. Paano natin sa pang-araw-araw na buhay, yun ang kailangan natin, wisdom. Hindi lang kaalaman, kundi karunungan. No, how to apply knowledge in life, how to respond, no, to daily living. Kailangan natin ng wisdom. No? A little boy was eagerly looking forward to the birthday party of his friend who lived only a few blocks away. When the day finally arrived, a snowstorm was making driving hazardous. But the boy insisted that didn't matter. He could walk to his friend's home. And he could do it all by himself. He didn't need any help. In fact, he didn't want any help. He was a big boy now. No, alam niyo na mga bata eh. But the father hesitated. Kaya na sabi ng anak, but dad, all the other kids will be there. Their parents are letting them go. Finally, the father replied, all right, sige, if that's what you really want to do. So overjoyed, the boy bundled up for the trip and plunged out into the storm. The swirling snow sometimes made it difficult for him to see, and it took him nearly half an hour of trudging through the snow to get to his friend's house, which normally probably 10 minutes lang. But finally, he was there. He climbed the porch steps and reached up to ring the doorbell. But as he turned to look back, pagtingin niyang gano'n, paglingon niya sa likod, he saw the receding figure of his father, who had followed him all the way just to make sure that he arrived safely at his destination. Sabi ng writer, I like the idea of a father who would allow his son to tackle something difficult on his own, but who at the same time would make sure to be there if he were needed. I think that's one of the characteristics of real life. Ama, Yung sa ating pag-handle ng ating mga anak, hindi lahat binibigay, hindi lahat gagawin komportable ang buhay nila. Allow them to go through life. Kaya lang, andyan, nakaabang lang. Just in case kailangan ka ng iyong mga anak, andyan dyan lang, naghahantay lang. No? Emmanuel James, Jim Rohn, no? This is what we posted as our advertisement para sa ating message. Ano? All good men and women must take responsibility to create legacies that will take the next generation to a level we could only imagine. If we take our responsibility seriously, parents, fathers, most especially tayo, hindi na natin kumbaga mawari kung ano yung next generation. Hindi na natin ma-imagine kung anong magagawa nila dahil nagabayan natin sila. Nakapag-iwan tayo ng magandang legacy sa kanila. No? I'd like to share lastly the video of a 19-year-old Duke Corey's founder of Kids Are Kids. Again, kaya siya na-inspire is because of the legacy of a father na kanyang isi-share bakit siya nakakreate ng isang parang foundation. Let's watch the video.
I want to inspire others the way my father inspired me. I'm Luke Kuris, I'm 19 years old, and I'm the founder of Kids Are Kids. I realized that I wanted to become a community leader when I was pretty young. My father was a policeman at Ocean View Police Station. But he did a lot of outreach programs, so he was always there for the community. And I always wanted to become like him. After he passed away, it felt like I just wanted to end my life. But then I told myself that I need to stand up and make a positive difference. The aim of my organization is to bring hope in kids' lives. In our community, we have a lot of crime, so I think it's important if they have positive role models which they can look up to, and you can see the change on the kids, their attitude, and they just want to be involved with positive stuff. The impact that my dad had on me shaped me to the person I am today.
Galing, Notice, he was following in his father's footsteps by creating a safe space for children. His father did a lot of outreach programs kasi. Sabi niya, he is always there for the community and I always wanted to be like him. No, kaya nung una na sana siya nung mamatay, kaya lang he stood up and kasi si Luke wanted to make a positive difference. No, kaya sabi niya, I think it's important if they have positive role models which they can look up to. And again, sabi niya, the impact that my dad had on me shaped me into the person I am today. That's why we fathers, and let me include you mothers, even grandparents, talagang malaki yung role na pwede natin magawa para sa next generation. Na kaya baga, ang tanong ho sa atin kung sakasakali mawala ho tayong bigla, ano kayang legacy na iwan natin? It's a thought-provoking question po yon para sa atin. Kasi pero naipapakita ko noon kung anong klaseng legacy mukhang may iwan natin, doon mapapakita kung ano naging focus ng buhay natin, kung ano naging importante para sa atin. Kasi some fathers, they honestly feel ang kailangan legacy maiwan nila, financial security, monetary inheritance, no? Hindi naman masama makapag-iwan kung kaya naman talaga. Ang iba naman po, pinnacle of success, yung position ng father, gusto niya maipakita, etong maipapamana ko sa iyo, yung aking posisyon. No? Kaya, pero hindi lang ho yun ang mga importante. Marami hong bagay na hindi lang ho doon ang legacy na iiwan natin. May iba, sinasabi naman, on legacy may iwan ko sa iyo, na yung eskwela ka, no, education mo. Pinaghandaan ko na yan. Kumbaga, ang legacy ko sa iyo, yung pag-aaral mo, maipapasok ko sa iyo. Maganda rin po, again yun. Kaya lang hindi pa rin ho. Naaring farm or business or professional tradition, ang ating dahil doktor ang tatay mo, yan. Ang aking legacy sa iyo, maging doktor ka rin, or lawyer, or engineer. Magaganda ho naman lahat yon. Pero, sana talagang more than that, ang ating pong maiiwan, matcha-challenge po natin ang ating mga anak. Meron pong isang father, ang kanyang legacy, greatest ambition niya as a father was to buy his son his first legal beer at a local pub. Kapag ka umabot na sa edad at pwede nang uminom yung anak niya. Grabe, no? Legacy niya, ako nagturo sa anak ko para uminom. No? Antonio Francesco Grenzi, sabi niya, every action of ours, it is passed on to others according to its value of good or evil. It passes from father to son, from one generation to the next, in a perpetual movement. Legacy po parang pasa-pasa eh. Minsan kung ano naipasa natin sa mga anak natin, na dadala nila, na ipapasa nila, para nagiging perpetual movement, para nagiging tradition po yun eh. Sana po kung maganda. May kaso minsan yung naipasa ng ninuno sa susunod na generation, ang pangit at nadala-dala ng mga anak. No, sana po, no, makita natin na may perpetual movement po yan. There's a book entitled Tuesdays with Maury. It became New York Times bestsellers in a bestsellers list. It's a story of a guy named Mitch and his former teacher whose name was Maury. Mitch was a good student when he was in college, but he was always concerned about how much money he was going to make na kapag umalis na siya sa college. His entire focus was on material things that he could be able to get, a bigger house, get a new car. He was driven to get, no, as much as he could. And Mitch was very fond of his professor Maury, and he always look up to him, no, during college. Kaya lang, he lost track nung makagraduate na siya. Now, excuse me. But along the way, sa buhay ni Mitch, after medyo may mga na-acquire na siya bagay sa sarili niya, some things happened in his life. And he needed to talk to someone. And he really wanted to talk. Ang naisip niya, yung teacher niya si Maury. To his surprise, he learned that Maury was still living in their area. So he began to go and visit Maury every Tuesday. And they would sit and talk. He learned that Maury was dying. They met every Tuesday for 14 weeks until Maury had taught Mitch the things he needed to know about life, finding himself, and truly living. They talk about regrets, death, family, emotions, the fear of aging, money, how love goes on, marriage, forgiveness, so on and so forth. Daming topic na naituro itong si Maury. And to the point na sometimes it gets so wrapped up kasi itong si Mitch in the fast-paced world with materialism, kaya tinuro ni na hindi yan ang mahalaga sa buhay. With things that really don't matter in the long run, and we often forget to stand back and just enjoy life. One Tuesday, pagdating ni Mitch doon, nakita niya ang dami naglalabasan na tao, yung mga nakaitim. So inassume niya na namatay na si Mitch, si Maury. So pagkita niya sa asawa, paglabas ng asawa ni Maury, sabi niya, apologize siya, hindi niya alam na patay na pala si Maury. Hindi, sabi ng asawa, no, Maury is alive. But he just wanted to have a living funeral so that he would not have to wait until he was dead to be able to hear all the good things that would be said about him. Kumaga, imagine, would you be willing mag-create ka na ng living funeral na parang imbitado mo ng mga tao, ano ba masasabi nila tungkol sa'yo? Yun ang ginawa ni Maury. At somehow, it helped Mitch to understand life. No? Hindi niya man directly anak si Mitch. But somehow, he was able to help live a legacy for Mitch. Kaya sinasabi ko, fatherhood is not just simply biological. No, kahit hindi biological father na nakapagbigay ng gabay sa iyo, kahit hindi mo mga biological children that you're able to guide them. So what will be said after we're gone? Ano kaya sasabihin nila sa atin? To end, I'd like to quote these sayings or these insights po. 100 years from now, it won't matter what car I drove, what kind of house I lived in, how much I had in my bank account, nor what my clothes looked like, but the world may be a little better because I was important in the life of a child. 100 years from now, maalala pa kaya tayo? Ano kaya mapapasa natin from one generation na perpetual movement to the generation after us? What kind of a life we live? So sana maganda pong mapasa natin na legacy sa ating mga anak, sa ating magiging apo, and so on and so forth. Na para po talagang maipagmamalaki tayo ang ating po mga descendants. Hindi lang pinagmalaki natin ang ating mga ancestors, kundi tayo rin maipagmamalaki tayo ng ating mga descendants. Let's pray. Panginoon, maraming salamat sa panahon ng pagtuturo. Salamat, O Lord, sa mensaheng pinarating mo para sa amin. Lord, I pray for the fathers who are listening now and for those who will be listening as well O Lord God, in the next broadcast. O Lord, salamat, Lord, na tutulungan mo po ang bawat ama. And for that matter, even the mothers or the parents, O Lord God, even the grandparents. Salamat, Lord, that we can live a life that is pleasing to you. That we can live a life, O Lord God, with a focus, O Lord God, of living a right legacy for the generation that will come after us, O Lord. Salamat, O Lord God. Tulungan mo po mga ama, Lord, sa kanilang mga desisyon sa buhay. Tulungan mo mga ama, O Lord God, na ma-focus ang, O Lord God, ng kanilang mind, ng kanilang heart sa mga importanteng bagay, O Lord God, na tinitignan ng mga anak. Or even, Lord God, the younger generation who look upon the fathers, O Lord God, kahit hindi nila directly mga anak. Salamat, Panginoon, tutulungan mo po ang bawat isa, Lord God, to make decisions and choices in life, O Lord God, that will, Lord God, create an impact, Lord, sa next generation. Salamat din sa support, O Lord God, ng mga wives sa kanilang husband, O Lord God, in helping build lives, O Lord God, ng kanilang mga anak. Lord, salamat, O Lord God, you will be with every family. You will support, O Lord God, decisions that are being made in their family. Salamat, Lord, sa pagmamahal that will flow, O Lord God. Salamat sa pagtaguyod, O Lord God, ng mga pamilya. Thank you for the sacrifices of the fathers and even the mothers for their children so that, Lord God, makapagpasa sila, O Lord God, ng magandang legacy sa kanila. Lord, we lift up, Lord God, all the concerns in their lives. Suportahan mo po, pangalagaan mo po, O Lord God. At Lord, i-provide mo po lahat ng mga kinakailangan para sa itatama ng mga buhay. Lord, we thank you for the privilege as well to give our tithes, our offerings. Thank you, Lord, that we can have a part in the extension of your kingdom. O Lord God, salamat sa broadcast na ito. Lord, that will reach more people. Salamat, Lord, that lives can be challenged, Lord God, to come to you, Lord. Salamat, Lord, that we can really indeed walk with you. Lord, we give you praise, glory, and adoration. And once again, O Lord God, binabalik namin sa iyo lahat ng pagsamba sa pangalan ng Jesus. Amen. Amen. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagkikinig, pag-tune in sa atin sa araw na ito. Again, please follow and like us in our Facebook page and share this broadcast to some people you know na matutulungan po ng broadcast na ito. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bread of Life, GenSan, so that you'll be able to watch yung mga previous broadcast po natin. Pagpalain po kayo ng Lord. May the coming week, you will learn and the guidance of God. May you walk with God in a way that will be pleasing to Him. God bless everyone.